No coincidence, you crave an audience. Stray, committed to the decade. Fake mercy pose, and on it goes. You'll make 'em watch while you go down in flames. Self-inflicted, pretty little martyr. If forcing empathy is as devilish you can be, we'll gladly watch while you go down in flames. Bang, bang, you'll make 'em watch while you go down in flames. Self-inflicted, pretty little martyr. If forcing empathy is as clever as you can be, we'll gladly watch while you go down in flames.
Half the matches, twice the pain.
Oh! There goes the king.
The round of 32 was brutal, but it's not going to stop.
Oh, that's a dead tree. Natalia, the pole dancer, is dead.
6 from REL, 6 from G-Man, 4 from the Big O, but only 8 will get a hype video.
I mean, he has 5 songs. Now he has 4 songs.
No, there's the stubble skulls and the push. Oh, he's...
Oh no, you
No, what are you
idiot!
gonna do?
What the
All up high. There he goes. And he won a 90!
Oh, strike me down with it. He's injured.
Oh, double skulls! No!
That's not how you do it!
What the hell is going on?
Like morning or late night.
Yeah, the problem is if you're busy on the weekend, it makes things real tough.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Zor.
Hello, Harry.
We're suddenly live.
Ooh,
How are you both doing?
doing swell.
I am doing well. I am very excited to watch this game.
Indeed, we have Iron Master and Synergy with me here in the commentary box. Welcome along, everyone, to the penultimate round of 16 game. We've been flying through them, actually, haven't we?
We have. It's been good. It's been exciting.
Indeed, and obviously no spoilerinos, but there's been some upsets, there's been some shocks, and we're hoping for more of the same. Or at the very least an interesting game, which I'm sure we will get. We have Samoa here, who are Steve's team. This is a G-Man team, and it's a Chaos team as well. Now, we see loads of these in the REBBL playoffs. This is what this particular one looks like. And it's not too bad. It's not the scariest Chaos team you've ever seen, but it can certainly get the job done.
Yeah, one big thing to note here is there's no bench, so just any removal is really going to stick. And since he's the higher TV team, you know, there's going to be extra inducements, probably some fouling. So numbers advantage is going to be a huge thing here.
Just 11 players, yes. So Shawnee and Crusader there, both with 2 strength ups. Haringzord, dirty player, never heard of him. And T is back as well. T was out for the last game, but he's the ball carrier. He's got dodge, he's got plus movement and sure hands. Mighty Blow and Block on all 4 of the Chaos Warriors. Guard on 2 of them and Claw on 1. But a nickel as well, for good measure.
Yeah, he's going to have fun deciding who gets to go on the LOS. It's probably going to be you, Haringzord.
Very, very possibly. I would imagine so. But you know what? I've done worse things. They are up against an Underworld team. Who knew Underworld could get this far?
Fantastic looking Underworld team as well.
Watch out for Shredder. Because Shredder very much lives up to his name.
He has the skills to kill everybody, which makes sense, you know?
He really does. He is block. He already is block, of course. But we've got Mighty Blow, Claw, Tackle, Piling On, and Horns. So often he won't even need an assist to come and kill you. He can do it all on his own.
Or he's trying to get strength 4 pretty well.
Well, yeah, he gets a
No
natural one a blitz, a natural 1 dice against any of these Chaos Warriors. So 1 assist will be enough to get those Claw Palm hits in. The other blitzer, Splinter the Third, has just your bog standard Claw Mighty Blow. We've got a Claw Tentacle Troll who can do some damage. It's another Claw Mighty Blow piece. Although we are missing a Strength 4 block tackle Skaven Lineman. Though missing the tackle, not a massive deal in this game.
Yep. And then he's going in with a team of 15. So if he wants, he can get a start. Or sorry, 14.
14, yeah.
Indeed, yeah.
So we're going to see a lot of fouling from these goblins, aren't we?
We are. We got more goblins than we can shake a stick at. 2 rerolls plus the leader on Slash. Slash being Blodge, 2 heads, foul appearance on the Skaven Thrower, and leader as well. Interesting.
I find it a fun choice.
He looks like he's on fire when you take a look at him on the field.
Well,
Great
I'm sure
stuff.
Gdaynick will be hoping that he's on fire, both literally and metaphorically, in this game. 15 fan factor, by the way, for this Underworld team.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Because you have to roll 3d6 and it has to be higher every time. And whew, he won a lot.
He went undefeated, I think.
this season. Yep. Just a couple of draws during the season, and then obviously the finals being knockout, so he's certainly undefeated so far.
So, obviously, with the prediction bracket thing now taking scores in, means it's difficult to see how many people have actually just plumbed for each team. But Synergy, saying you're like second in the table,
Yes,
you seem to be the expert to ask here. Who's going to win this one?
I have back Gdaynick, but my heart may have taken over my brain. But I did spend 13 weeks doing recaps with Nick. So I would have tipped him even if I didn't think he would win, but I honestly think he will win this one.
It turns out I can actually check this, and we have 33 have backed the Teenage Mutant Ninja Goblins here, and just a 10 back in the Chaos.
I'm definitely one backing the Underworld here because they just have all the tools that they need. Besides being 1 strength positional down, he's still got a lot of removal potential.
On a purely selfish personal level, I've made a lot of Chaos hype videos, and I've not made any Underworld hype videos. So, on a purely selfish level, it'd be lovely to see an Underworld win here. There are only so many ways you can make Chaos Warriors punch things in exciting ways.
Yeah, the
And,
drop
the
kick's cool once or
two-headed
twice.
goblins. Two-headed goblins will look fantastic on the video.
It certainly will. The game is now live. Inducement phase was very quick, so here we go. And it's going to be the Chaos to receive. So we've got a wizard for Gdaynick. We have 1 bribe, and he also, unbelievably, has the +1 fame. Who saw that coming?
Only +1. I thought he might get +2.
There was every chance. So the lack of bench for Samoa could really be an issue here. Because you would imagine Shredder and Splinter, between the pair of them, are going to be able to remove players. Goblins aren't great, but just sheer quantity of them could make the difference here.
Yeah, and the lack of guard on Nick's team is will be noticeable. But with two-headed goblins, you may just be able to sneak them around to get the assists wherever you need it.
Yeah, in my experience, you're mostly not really needing the guard because you're moving around, adding assists, and then backing off. So it's not going to be playing as vital a role as you would think, in my opinion. One thing that is important to note is that he's not receiving. So the Underworld aren't getting 3 LOS hits first.
It's sort of one of those games where you feel like a wizard. It's kind of Skaven with a wizard, but not really. Because there's no gutter runners, but there are goblins. So, obviously Underworld with a wizard, not quite as good as Skaven with a wizard, but we've got enough players there. Blodge, 2 heads, sure hands on the thrower. You can certainly cause nuisance.
He also did pick up a bribe, so we're going to definitely see some fouling soon.
Indeed, but we will need... Well, of course, we might need goblins. We do have the quote-unquote fouling positional Skaven lineman there. He's just a rookie on the field. Is April O'Neil the 4th.
He's been through a few of those.
Turns out line rats die. Who knew?
So
On
G-Man...
Steve's side,
I was just going to say G-Man versus Big O. And we still have representatives from REL, Big O, and G-Man going into the last 8, which is good. We're not going to say how many of each just yet, because that's a spoiler.
Steve's going to get some good Mighty Blow hits in here, though. He's got block Mighty Blow all over the place.
Yeah, and a lot of them will be 3 dice as well.
Yeah.
Looks like we're also going to be targeting the thrower just because he's centered so much. And that thrower is worth more than that line rat.
Oh, God.
Oh, Herring Sword. Oh, dear, Herring Sword. What have you done?
You've
Who
cursed
did you
yourself.
piss off?
Ow. That hurt.
He's been in the crowd rolling them up before the game. That's huge.
Well, that's already 1 removal before Shredder even gets started. The dirty player is gone. I am gone. You 2 are in charge.
Oh, how great is that?
Just had to
It had
take you
to
out
be
for
you,
supporting
didn't
the
it?
wrong team. Get on this 15 fan factor train.
Ooh. First Mighty Blow hit on Lord Freezer.
The powers are raining in, though. We're going to step to where the dirty player used to be. Nothing doing.
Another 3 die. Finds another power. Michelangelo the second.
No removals so far.
Well, these goblins are tougher than me. That is for damn sure.
Oh, fantastic. What a start. It's a big blow, though, for Steve, having no bench and turn 0. Already down to 10.
It's not even about the fact that it was the dirty player. Any removal there, you could have hit one of the rookies. Any player being taken out by a rock like that. And of course, it was an MNG, which meant he couldn't even really afford to risk the Apo.
Gouged
Very
eye,
true.
Hangsword. How does it feel, mate? The gouged eye.
I didn't see it coming.
Oh, dear.
I think the worst part is he just can't foul anything that's on the floor now. It's just he has to give up on it for a while, unless he gets a lot of numbers back. Because the dirty player could have been used on just like a thrower that's on the ground or a blitzer that you finally got down. I really don't have that option.
A fourth pout comes in on Rat King the second.
Yeah, it's kicked in the face.
Now it's done.
The lesser of the two throwers on Nick's team.
Darby saying that he missed the kickoff. What happened? A rock hit me in the head and I'm injured, unfortunately. The dirty player is gone.
Now, if I was Steve, I would definitely be backing this Chaos Warrior 1 GFI back, because now he's going to be hit back into the troll for a second claw hit.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. He definitely is.
So I really don't like that positioning of the Chaos Warrior when he's going to get shared around by about 3 claw pieces
But
in
in
a row.
fact, he can make it 3 claw hits, can't he? Because he can come along with Splinter for the first one. That would theoretically push him into... what's his name? Shredder. And then if that failed, he could have a go with Leatherhead, depending on how he sets up his assists. First one might have to be a 1 dice to make that work.
Well, no, Shredder has
uses horns,
horns, so you just put a line rat on and you're good.
Yeah, but if you're doing the first one with Splinter,
Now, you don't need to get all
hits.
3. You just need to get your main one. Don't make it hard. Just even get the most you can get out of it.
Steve's
You just
team is
stepped on Cello
2
forward.
seasons old, Darby. So the same age as the Ninja Goblins, actually.
Yep.
No stadium, barely any players, there's no bench. And yet, it was still Gdaynick getting about 200k in inducements, which he's picked up a wizard and a bribe with. So, Steve very, very much on the back foot here.
A lot of those inducements were because of the Casey Jones, the strength up line rat, being out for this game.
I don't even think
Yeah,
you
that-
mind that player being out.
I think you would, just because that's a strength 3 piece. So now you have to field 1 more goblin.
I don't know, I feel like a wizard is actually of more use than a strength 4 line rat.
Probably.
Particularly against the 11-man lineup, I tend to agree.
Because, of course, that wizard will come in with a mighty blow hit, assuming he doesn't roll a 1 on the bolt. And I'm assuming we're not going to get into discussions about fireballs and bolts again, because we've had this discussion 1,000 times. And the answer's always
That's
the
exactly
same.
where I expected Donatello to go. Then
Oh, he's
Shredder
going for
around.
max claw hits here.
But he can
He's
only,
nice.
still only make it 2. Because you can't
Well,
push
yeah.
it for the troll to have a go. In fact, no, he
Well, you
can
can
if he
push into
follows
the
up.
troll,
It'd be brave to follow
but he's
up.
down.
No break, but there's a 3 assist foul there, which you might take. 2-headed goblins go and spare. You got a bribe. Don't see why you wouldn't foul it.
Pull Splinter back.
I think you would split up a little bit here and then get your foul on. Because just massing up like this is going to get you guarded on and make it hard to remove yourself.
Is it that hard for goblins to remove themselves? Not really.
It is for line rats. Or I guess there's only 1 here. Usually there's more to tie down.
You've got a bribe. Of course you foul it. And it's not like there's a dirty player going spare, so it's not like you're waiting for him. So you just use that 2-headed goblin. Or, I suppose you could try and dodge Jar Jar Binks out. But nope, you just go with the 2 heads. It's a 3 assist foul. And that does nothing.
It's not a foul, Michelangelo.
Jar Jar Binks is going to be that screen he needs.
Yep.
And now he's safe from getting 2-boxed in. And then I reckon we're going to see Raphael III just start dodging out and protecting the thrower.
Yeah, that is the job of the goblins, to just protect the squishy players behind. I mean, they're not quite as good at it as, say, Chaos Dwarf blockers, for example, but they give it their best shot. So, no removals that turn, which means that Steave doesn't take any further damage. He is down by 1 player, thanks to the rock that hit me on the head. And here comes a mighty blow tackle hit on a goblin for 3 dice. Donatello. That's a big hand one, and 2 heads.
Oh, and he's chain pushing this guy out, so the tentacles aren't going to hold him.
Donatello.
That's a badly hurt, and we're now playing 10 versus 10.
Very
And
clever.
this is going to let Zunk just stand up and, be fine where he's at. So he's going to be holding up a thrower, too. I really like that line of play, because that just keeps you free, lets you spread out a bit against the Underworld, who are just going to try to keep away.
The entire story of this half is going to be Shredder, and to a lesser extent Splinter, but it's how much damage can Shredder do before the Underworld get the ball. If Steave comes in the second half only able to field 7 or 8 players, he's going to have a horrible time.
I wouldn't be surprised if Nick just goes after the rookie Beastman. Whittles them down that way.
Yeah.
He also does have a shot at a guard's Chaos Warrior with Andy.
It is a good point. There's so few players and there's no bench that getting rid of rookies is fine just to get rid of numbers. And then he has to put good players on the LOS, and you go from there.
Just the ability to use both down and to knock a beastman down. Pile on if you need to.
So
Or
we're
just
setting
run
up
away.
a bit of an anti-fireball cage here. Not trying to tempt that out just yet.
A big note was that was the big hand that got removed too, so he's not going to be dodging and picking up his ball anytime soon.
Trying to leave as little based up as possible. We'll see what Gdaynick has in mind here. Difficult right now to get blocks against those Chaos Warriors. He can potentially have a go at Andy here on the left-hand side, because he would only need the 1 assist. And that,
Yep, we're going for the Chaos Warrior hit.
that tells me he is the target. He may be able to follow that with a hit onto Joe, assuming he gets a knockdown here. Which he does not. So at best he's got a 1 dice available on Joe now, with the Skaven Line Rat. Again, that sort of dice result is why targeting rookies would not have been a bad shout, really.
Yep.
I don't know, I like the high risk, high reward play there. Lets you get someone valuable off if it goes right. Which is worth like 2 rookies.
So I assume we're going to see a
probably
Line Rat
will,
dodge here.
Yep. Dodge out.
Yep, it's 3+ time.
Lord
Interesting
Freezer.
thing to note is the troll hasn't moved at all.
Nope, the troll doesn't really need to move right now. He's acting as a really nice pivot point for the team. Seems like he's quite happy to just stand the troll there and just move the team around it. Of course, the added benefit of that is that A, you don't take Claw Mighty Blow hits from that Chaos Warrior. B, he can't really stupid if you don't touch him. Line Rat dodges away. Yeah, and this is a fairly good screen actually for Gdaynick and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Goblins. Now we'll see what the plan is for. I mean, he's got a natural 3 dice, doesn't even need an assist with Shawnee to hit a goblin for 3 with Claw, Mighty Blow, and Tackle. May just try to pick off that sidestepper and just sort of leave the cage where it is. It'll be pretty much just Claw, Mighty Blow opening skirmishes here until we find some key removals, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I'm surprised we're not forcing more goblin dodges.
Yeah, but this is the exact same defense that Nick employed in the round of 64 and round 32. And it worked for him, so this is his game, and we'll see Steave forced into something dicey towards the end of the half, I'm sure.
Another
It looks
set
like
of
we're
dice
attempting to do a side switch here. With Zonk where he's at, you can just move forward. The ball carrier moves all the way to the right to the wide zone. Then you start moving up metal and stuff, try and protect yourself.
Yeah, shifting the cage over to that side. Again, setting up the anti-fireball cage. But that was another dice result on that blitz that would have worked against a rookie. Or at least a goblin that doesn't have block. Space line to let you know we've lost a big hand 2-headed goblin, Donatello. As well as a rock taking out me. Before we'd even started. So, oops.
Donatello, one of the only original ninja goblins yet to have to come back.
A reminder that there's no bench for the Chaos at all. 3 goblins on the bench for Gdaynick. And he does have a wizard and a bribe available to him as well. So Steave this time looking to play a little bit more aggressively, putting some tackle players onto goblins just to either force the dodge away, or if there's no dodge away, then we'll find a free hit with Mighty Blow tackle. Now we get into the question of, is that a good fireball?
I'm not with it exactly, but it's not the worst call I've ever seen. It's definitely a if you want to try retrieving that, you can.
I think
The only
most will
problem is
argue.
he's got to hope on the front ones have to go down.
Most will argue that any fireball is going to be bad here because you're up against armor value 8, armor value 9. And the bolt is a nice threat, really. But this could be Steave trying to tempt that out.
Yeah, putting all his players around it means he knows that's going to be what a play is. So he's probably not going to go for it because there's just too many people still around.
And your pieces are quite far away from that ball as well. On Nick's side.
But one nice thing play-wise is now the Chaos are kind of contained to one spot, the Underworld can react. They're all spread out and they finally committed.
Steave is protecting that tackle piece. And protecting it quite well. Only got the 2 tackle pieces, so if he offers any of them up, Nick will take it and try and take it out.
I would expect he might commit the troll. We'll see. He might decide to commit the troll to perhaps this spot here, just on the end of that line of 4.
The rookie
Chaos
and the
players.
tackle.
Yeah.
I would like to see that because he doesn't really have a good way to remove it off unless he had to dedicate more players.
There's always the risk of this Claw Mighty Blow player coming in, though, which is why I don't think we'll see that. And now we've just put that Skaven thrower there. We definitely won't. It's going to be
I think
Splinter
we're
this
hitting
time.
with Splinter again.
And Splinter's going to hit him into the troll. That is a
We
knockdown.
do get a knockdown. Tomo is down on the ground, but he's fine right now. I foresee another foul coming.
He'll consider dodging out the foul. But he is in tackle, is Lord Freezer.
Now, putting that goblin there is just protecting his blitzer, also meaning that he can't go back to the left side now. He's committed over on this right side.
Dodge out fails. Will we see a reroll to foul that? No, we won't. And Lord Freezer is knocked out. Does mean that Steave is now up by 1 on the field, although one of his rookies is now tied up against the Troll, who still hasn't moved, but to be honest, hasn't really needed to.
Yeah, people keep coming to him, you know?
So I wonder if we'll see Steave target the thrower on the outside again here.
He's got that choice, or he's got a line rat that's just in front, or a goblin. And honestly, I don't hate any of them. It depends on what kind of value he wants to hit, or if he wants to move up. Because he does have 5 turns, including this one, to move up. And that's a long time for Chaos with the movement 7 ball carrier. So he's got time to burn.
The Troll is doing a good job there, because there was the option to... Had you moved that Troll, you could maybe have blitzed through the sidestep Goblin. And that might have opened up a channel for Steave to gain quite a bit of ground this turn. But that Troll standing there is doing its job. It's a roadblock. You are not going through that way.
He could attempt a 1-die at it, and if that worked, it'd be pretty cool, but there'd still be 1 dodge for everybody to go through. So definitely not worth it.
Crusader asking if getting drunk to live stream a reaction to the Microsoft E3 press conference is a good idea at 5:30 in the morning. Sure.
Well,
We'll just go with that, yeah, sure.
There's the knockdown of Rat King.
ooh.
And that is the end of the Rat King. No Apo.
Rat King the second has no Apo rights.
I feel like we just had Scar doing Long Live the King right there, you know? Just throwing him off into the crowd.
Steave actually now has a fairly tasty numbers advantage. He's up by 2. The Skaven Blitzers are not really at the party just yet.
One big thing to also note is that's 2 strength positionals for the Underworld, so now they're down to a Troll and 4 Skaven with some Goblins. And now we're going heavy on basing.
It was a rough start for Steave, but he is recovering well up to this point. Space Lion Bear might be right that Gdaynick may need to start greed re-rolling to try and find some removals of his own. He is perched at the top of a slippery slope. Of course, that is one of his two-headed sure hands throwers gone as well, so only one thrower left for ball retrieval if and when he does use that lightning bolt. It is the good one that's left. It's block two heads leader and foul appearance. Steave much more aggressively basing up now. And he's going to attempt to dodge away from tentacles too.
I would just leave him there, to be honest. Don't give him the free hit.
He does indeed leave Tomo on the floor. So, will we see Shredder get involved in the action here? Because he's been quiet so far.
I think Shredder's going after Zunk, and it's going to be Pile on Town.
Yeah, well, the dirty player's gone. Not sure with so few players whether Steave will be able to commit to fouling, although that's probably the one piece he'd be willing to make a trade-off with. I do sense
We still do have a bribe.
Yeah, we probably also do need to move the troll. And that is exactly what we're going to do. And there goes Leatherhead. Setting up a 2 dice for April O'Neil. Of course, it's Gdaynick who has the bribe, not Steave. So we'll see whether Steve's want to commit the fouls.
And there's the assist for Shredder. Just debating where to put Splinter. No, he's going to go for the hit first.
That's a pow.
Finds a pow.
This is where the magic happens, boys. Let's see it.
Shredder's in. And
He's
out.
injured.
Zunk is out. MNG as well.
MNG.
So already...
Seems like another no apothecary.
First hit from Shredder. Removal.
Definitely going to be
Sure is.
happy if you're Gdaynick. Finally just getting some strength off the pitch.
Poor Splinter's on over the side here going, oh, so that's how you do it. Righto. Give me another crack next turn.
That's what you bring in the professionals for. One big hit, and it's a Chaos Warrior removed. And of course, at this point, Steave has to worry about what his team's going to look like going into the round of 8.
Yeah, MNGs in particular.
2 dice here. That push is good enough, because there's now a Goblin who can dodge out for a 3-assist foul on a rookie, and any removal is good news when there's no bench for the Chaos.
I think the rookie's going to protect the thrower. As fun as fouling sounds, I just don't think he can afford it on pitch state.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
It's either he
Okay.
protects the thrower or he goes next to the sidestep goblin and protects him from hitting the line rat, hitting the sidestep goblin, and moving up between them.
It is dodging from tackle once again.
If he is going to protect the thrower, I'd commit a reroll to the dodge as well, if that is what he wants to do. Overlord coming in with 250 bits. Gdaynick, take my energy. Here we go again.
There he goes. He's good.
Yep, as expected, we're going to help protect and help clog up the area where the chaos can move into. So if you're Steave right now, are you going to blitz that thrower that's open, or are we going to just try to hit stuff that's relevant? Like the goblins.
I mean, he would still take any removal if he could get it. So I don't think not hitting a positional is really a disaster. He does have a free Mighty Blow hit on that rookie Skaven lineman, which has to go down as a good thing.
He can pop a hole through there too. If he removes April O'Neil, and that's the hole I was talking about. Jar Jar Binks fills it in.
And that means he can't protect the thrower, and that tells me that that is where the blitz is going to go.
Yep.
And this is the thing about Nick's play. I almost feel like he can innately flip the field around and say, all right, what would I do if I had to blitz through this defense? And he found that hole and clogged it up.
So here we go. We are going straight in for the hit on the thrower. Moving the ball just back a notch just to keep it safe for now. Steave
Looks like he's going
hurry
for a 3-die with his guard. And that's going to be with their strength 5 horns hit.
There he goes. And that is a POW on the third dice. Although the stumbles would have been good enough. A knockout. So that
No
means
babes.
that he does lose a reroll here.
Yeah.
The leader being taken out before he'd use any of the rerolls. Gdaynick down to 2.
Now Johnny's just going to be coming back and reinforcing the cage, I feel. Though this is the weakest we've seen the cage so far. There's actually a chance to probably bolt the carrier and clear out some people if he wants to play a little risky.
Still a free hit available on April O'Neil. We're just going to cage up first, which is sensible. But again, we are playing the anti-fireball route. And there's a POW on the rookie Skaven lineman. Mighty Blow. Fake skill.
Was there any doubt that Mighty Blow actually existed? Because it doesn't.
Again, choosing to leave Tomo on the floor here. No interest in standing up for a free Claw Mighty Blow hit from either of these two players. So, Gdaynick with some decisions to make here. Firstly, who does he hit? Secondly, does he move players away from that potential foul on Tomo? He needs a bit more coverage, I would say, on this side of the field.
And before all those decisions is, do I use the wizard?
Again, this doesn't feel like the time. There's still every chance that Steave might have to sideline cage here.
Yeah. I feel like the wizard became less useful as soon as Donatello was off the field. That big head, big hands. And
Yeah, it definitely could have been useful there.
both your sure hands as well.
Shredder's on the move again. Just going to target a rookie. And are we going to commit a reroll? We're not.
Seems like it not. is starting to get at the point where he's should probably be getting a little bit greedy on these. Because he's about to get snowballed a bit.
Again, just trying to screen off the best we can.
We surely got to see a foul here and then just move around, right?
Does have that bribe in pocket, and you would think that he's going to want to start using it soon. Although there's every chance of saving it for the next half and then just fouling LOS blocks that don't quite break. With the dirty player gone, there's now not enough rookies to have a completely rookie front line. We've also lost a Chaos Warrior as well, so there's going to be 2 rookies and 1 good player on the front line. Instead, there has been 4 removals now in Steave's favour, and he does get another hit. Still no foul. And we have both Skaven blitzers in the backfield waiting to pounce.
And 2 injuries on both sides, and Apo's still in pockets.
Indeed, it's 2 MNGs for Steave, so he's down a Mighty Blow block Chaos Warrior and a dirty player for the quarterfinals if he gets there. Here comes a blitz from Shawnee. Natural 3 dice, and the third of those finds a POW yet again. Raphael the third here, sidestep. He's absolutely fine. That's the only hit we're going to get this turn, and it hasn't removed it. So, Gdaynick will be delighted with that. I wonder at what point we end this little weird standoff between the troll and Tomo.
At the point where the troll isn't relevant, I think. And he's just been perfect in the middle of the field. He's moved 1 square all game, and that's all he's needed.
The interesting thing here is that Steave needs to be in scoring range next turn. I don't know whether that sidestepper was the right target. I might have gone for the rookie up on the sideline there, just so I can keep forcing the ball forwards in that direction. He doesn't really have anywhere to go now.
No, he's not going to make much forward progression at all, is he? 2 steps forward.
He can try switching sides and baiting that he's going to go left side and then come back. Or he can just base everything and then move up the ball that way.
Going for a switcheroo as chaos when there's a wizard in your opponent's pocket, I think I would describe that as brave. But we are going to go... Oh, wow, that's a 5+ dodge.
What?
That has to be a misclick. That has to be a misclick.
I mean, we're giving Shredder a free shot now, so I'm pretty sure that's a misclick.
Well, there's now surely 2 Mighty Blow claw hits coming in on the next turn. Does he now have to dodge him back out on the 4+?
Yes. Actually, no, he can't afford it because that cage is easily popped if that happens. You can see Metal's just the lone beastman guarding your ball carrier at that point.
There is no world in which that is not a misclick.
He's just happy it worked.
Is he really?
Yeah, is he?
I mean, it's either that or he would have got his ball carrier let loose on.
We now have to go
the
protect
happiest
him.
man, but you got something.
I also feel like he now has to stand up Tomo. Because Tomo needs to protect from the troll moving across here.
For sure.
Realistically, you might actually try and dodge Tomo out to be a left side scoring threat.
I kind of just like him on the troll, because the troll doesn't even have a 3-die yet. So he has to commit 2 players to the hit, and then he can move a goblin away.
As it stands, he can actually get a knock on Andy here to try and remove him, which would allow Shredder to have a 2 dice without having to use the blitz. That'll probably shut that down a bit.
Steave does still have 3 rerolls, so I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to dodge out Tomo.
I think we're going to see the dodge with Tomo here.
No reason not to at the end of the turn.
He's trying to utilise the strength advantage here to make life difficult. There's a spare beast with strength 4 in the back. I'm offering you a 5-man fireball again.
Fireball.
Man, it could even just clear you up for some hits too.
Up
This
gets
one's an
Tomo.
iffy gate.
And
Tentacles hold?
he's away
No, they don't.
without using the reroll. And Tomo comes back to mark up the goblin.
I'm a little bit surprised he didn't go forward.
That could have been your spare scoring threat on the left-hand side. Which would
I think he's
give...
just making a slight screen between him and Joe. Because now the troll can't come in the back and tentacle up some people.
The thing is, a bolt might not even be terrible here. Rather than the fireball. If you put that ball on the floor, Steave, well, I suppose if it was turn 8 next, we probably don't do it yet. There's still another turn to go.
Five-man fireball's possible.
Finally poised game, this one. This is an important turn.
I think it's time to pull the trigger on it. That fireball right there.
I don't think we're going to see a fireball today.
I mean, the only reason I'm saying it is because he has shots after that point of if the fireball knocks a couple people down, he can position and mark the ball carrier and do stuff like that if it doesn't go down. And it's pretty valuable pieces inside there. Got 2 strength ups, your movement carrier, a chaos warrior.
This is a contemplation of the wizard right now. Taking a full minute and a half up to this point to decide how he wants to do this. Probably calculating 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus. Is it worth?
Could roll a 1 on the lightning bolt.
No wizard.
No wizard.
The troll, Leatherhead, is on the move. He's again just doing a screening job. So he goes to the blitz, yeah, and he's going to find the knockdown on Llama.
Is he going to follow this up?
He does not, and he doesn't find a break either.
Just a disappointing 3 on that armor roll.
So again, it looks like Gdaynick is just going to try and hang fire one more turn here. See if he can screen off another one. He's likely going to be giving up a hit on Splinter here. On his next turn.
Yeah, being down so many goblins, it's just going to be he has to take one for the team.
All of the goblins currently in tackle, which is good use of that skill from Steave. It's a shame he rolled the 2 plus anyway. His next one will be a 3 plus though. Because there's no 2 heads on Jar Jar Binks. In fact, 1 head is probably too many on him. There's also a 3 plus for April O'Neil to make as well.
I feel April's going to be the one that dodges first.
I disagree.
Way more valuable.
Ooh, tackle.
I think we'll re-roll that.
Juicy reroll coming out, and it is 4.
No reroll for April. And April needs to get around the back of Michelangelo.
April might need to. It does dodge away. Probably needs to screen off this left side, as Lord Arcade's saying. If the Chaos were to just go straight left, it's difficult for the Underworld to actually screen them off. They're not really much quicker, if any quicker.
Split the difference.
That is a brave Chaos Warrior.
Mhm.
Right up in harm's way there.
I think that's opening a hole for the score, though. If he gets that hit in.
It would still
Or at
be a
least
dodge.
dodge.
He's going for the troll.
Gets it.
And that's a knockdown.
Shawnee. Hitting Leatherhead.
Nothing doing. But it does open up this gap. And that's where we're going. We're going hard left here.
Just forcing the last bit of movement here to get to that scoring range.
Of course, the question is, do you bolt on the next turn? There's going to be a few Chaos players in scoring range. He'll likely set up an anti-fireball cage, and that is what he's going to do. Cthulhu Collective, many, many thanks for the 60 bits. He needs to get some players around the back here. Because there's nothing right now to stop a bolt and that goblin just running around and grabbing the ball. But having said that, being stunty, there's still nothing to stop that goblin anyway, apart from the tackle.
Still, just making him roll through a screen to tackle is better than just one player with it.
My gut feeling is that he will bolt on the next turn.
Joe can still get around to stand next to that boulder.
A bolt on the next turn gives him the option to stand the tentacles up to be on one of the scoring threats and blitz metal the other rookie. All the others need double GFIs to get there, assuming the ball carrier goes down. Or are massively tied up. Is this the time for the wizard? Oh, he won! A 1 on the wizard!
Oh dear.
Oh, no.
Well, this is almost a guaranteed score now for Steve.
That's how you waste 150k in inducements. That's the worst. I was wondering whether we'd had seen a 1 on a lightning bolt these finals so far.
Well, we have now, and that is not a good time for that to happen for Gdaynick. T proven to be immune to lightning. What can we do now?
I feel like we're going to be blitzing metal with Shredder, and you're just going to have to try to cut down the left side and force at least a dodge from T.
Theoretically, he wants to save the reroll for the 1 turn.
Opting
Another
for Tomo
third.
instead.
Shredder is not getting it done all of a sudden.
Now Shredder's open for a hit so far. Could be just trying to dodge out and protecting him, and then letting the Chaos get the touchdown.
There's very little he can do to stop the touchdown. In fact, there's nothing he can do to stop the touchdown now. Barring some 3+ dodges to get a screen over there. But again, I think he wants to save that reroll for the one-turn throw teammate play. Because that could make all the difference here. Steave has not needed a single reroll in this half. To be fair to him, he has been setting up 3 dice. That position of the Goblin does at least force a blitz of some description to get it out the way. Or a GFI if you prefer with T. Or even a dodge. Better odds.
With the strength 4 Beastman Crusader standing next to Leatherhead, he doesn't even need a blitz. 1, 2, yeah. Assume April O'Neill's. Yeah, it's a fairly easy score, isn't it?
Well, those were some dice.
Whoa!
I tell you
Some
what.
good dice right there.
You can do it one at a time, or you can just click where you want him and hope he gets there. Raphael III doing wonders.
Tackle's a fake skill, don't you know?
Two-headed Sunday. So now the route might actually be, like you say, to go through the troll.
Yep. Now this is going to depend on 1/3+ dodge to try to shut down that route too.
And that 3+ dodge works. And suddenly this is not too bad a screen. I mean, yeah, you can still knock down the troll and still knock down the Skaven lineman and just run in that way. Does need a GFI though, or a dodge past this goblin here. Unless... No.
And Raphael's with sidestep on the left there, so if you fail that hit...
He's not going that way. He's going to take down the troll with Crusader. No mighty blow here.
Ooh, following up. Means
Got
you
the
can and go for
tactical
it.
space out of the way.
Yeah, following up actually is a bad call. Because that takes the option away to go for the 3+ dodge with a reroll, which is better than the 2+. Well, the 2+ GFI has a reroll as well, assuming he doesn't double skull this. If he double skulls this and needs the reroll, or if he rolls some sort of push, then he's made the wrong call here to follow that up.
Yeah.
It very much depends on the result against April O'Neil. It's only 1 GFI because it is a plus movement beast. Can he make this a 3-die on the Skaven lineman? And will he get his own way again?
Really getting his way.
Oh, triple skull!
No, triples.
No break either, and we've just about left ourselves enough room, but we've got to go for the 3+ dodge. No, we can't go for the 3+ dodge, so there's no reroll for this GFI. Will we be punished for that? Shouldn't have followed. And it's those little things that can make all the difference. He's setting up in case he fails the GFI here. Although there's no chance of an Underworld score anyway. T just needs to not roll a 1. It's just a 1 GFI. Because he's movement 7. So it's only the 1 GFI to get in there. 5 times out of 6 he gets away with this to Steave.
The fans have thrown a rock. Did they set up a tripwire as well?
Click on end zone, hope for the best. Here goes T. And T... Oh, he's making us... He's down!
Oh!
And Steave is
Wow.
punished.
In fact,
And it's the little things that make all the difference.
I think we found your new motto, Sword.
Had he have not followed up, he would have been able to use the dodge skill to dodge past the goblin, Jar Jar Binks, giving him a free reroll.
Now, one thing of note here is he definitely left very few shots on his valuable pieces here, even with that tripwire.
The richest T lets the team down, and Shredder's about to punish Tomo for it.
Tomo. Shredder firing up. He'll pile on as well.
He will pile on this. There's no reason not to. In goes Shredder. Just a stun.
Just a stun.
But Gdaynick,
Does he go for the foul? He can just do it with no assist, but he has a bribe.
he might foul T, but he does need
Who
to pick up
actually
the
can pick up
ball
the ball.
to do it. Oh, and down goes the goblin. GFIs. The tripwire extends slightly beyond the edge. He does have the ball. He could foul. Remember, does have a
Foul the
bribe.
ball.
Yeah, I think this is where he foul. You can't really move up the other one easily. So you want to do a 2+2+2+ just to hit it.
Yeah. Dodges from.
Or you
the
go for
tackle.
3+3+.
Oh, lobs a pass straight into the stands.
This
Well,
ball's going all around. And back.
That was quite a half. As we said, all he had to do was not roll a 1. Welcome to Blood Bowl.
So we saw the one from the lightning bolt, followed by the one on the GFI.
Interestingly, though, it only gives Gdaynick one chance to get his KOs back here with no Bloodwiser Babes. And the thrower stays out, which means the leader stays out,
Ooh, that's going to be rough times.
which means
But
he's
he
down
does
a
have a
reroll.
removal chance now. He has 3 Claw Mighty Blow there, going to be doing work on this LOS and on the Blitz.
Chat pointing out it was a 1 on the Wizard, it was a 1 on the Tripwire.
That is a good point from Space Lion Bear. Both throwers are out, so there's no sure hands on the field, and not a great way to move it unless you use a
Well,
Goblin.
he has to, he'll probably carry on the Skaven lineman, actually.
Yep. April O'Neil's got to step up. He's basically a stunty team, really. Stunty team with killers.
This could
I think
still
he's
go
just
either way.
deciding. Yeah, it could go either way, and Steave right now is just deciding who is he okay with dying. There's still an apple, if I remember correctly, for both teams, so he
I
does have
imagine-
that going for him.
I imagine it's Crusader that goes on the line, the strength 4 block.
Yeah, just right in the middle. I would definitely make that call. Alternatively,
I'd put
you can put a
Crusader on
guard
the
in
line
the middle.
all the time.
Ken's right that 11 versus 9 isn't the worst place to be, but it's 11 versus 9 where the Claw Mighty Blows are about to get a few hits here. He seems to be going for Chaos Warriors with guard on the front line. Surely he's not committing 4.
I think he's playing out how the assists are going to come up for Gdaynick and seeing if it's valid. Because the Troll's going to want to hit a Beastman because it's strength 3 and you can get a 3 die on it. Then the others have to be strength 2s from your Blitzers.
Starkweather, I have no idea why the team is called Samoa. It's a very good question, very well presented. Remember, a hype video is on the line here for the winner of this game. And to be honest, really, really difficult to tell which way this is going to go in the second half. You'd think, well, it's only 11 versus 9. There's no further bench for Gdaynick. But he is down 2 of his better positionals. And indeed, one of the better goblins as well.
Seems Crusaders going on the line finally.
Yep, it's going to be as we thought. Rookie Crusader, rookie. Metal Crusader and Tomo on the front line. Haringzord can't do it because he got a rock in the face before the game even started. And Zunk is out injured as well. Both of those are MNG if Steave makes it through to the quarterfinals.
Now, with how he's set up, I'm pretty sure we're actually only going to be taking the 3 LOS hits here. There's not really a good shot elsewhere unless he takes Shredder off the line and doesn't want to remove Crusader.
Well, the
But it
troll,
might be a good call.
the troll has a claw mighty blow hit, assuming he doesn't really stupid. And it's saying that as well. If he was to even roll a couple of both downs, not a disaster. You're still getting a claw mighty blow hit, and he is a armor value 9. As long as you've got that ball secure first. This is a good setup because what this does is it protects Shredder in case of blitz. Looks like it's
We are
even
going
one of the
for the
goblins.
goblins here,
Yeah, the
too.
goblins are going to carry the ball.
And that's protecting our blitz from the left or right side for Samoa. Now it's all up to the kick.
Kickoff event could be massive here. Could not be. That's kind of how they work. Lord RK straight in to say that the big guy will fail his negatrait check, as he does every time someone uses a big guy.
So Michelangelo looking to pick up the ball by the looks of things, and he's 1 SPP away from a level.
Here comes that kick then. Well,
That's next reroll.
that makes up for the leader being out, and it's straight into the hands of Michelangelo with an artistic catch there.
What a catch. Artistic. Very, 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 very good, Haringzord.
Thank you. Pow comes in on Tomo. He's taken a few of these claw mighty blow hits today.
Uh-oh.
Might not survive this one.
And that's KO. We're now 8 versus 11.
The KO's good enough. Because Gdaynick is going to be looking to win this thing 1-0.
I have a feeling that I may have tipped that result.
Well, that is why you're second in the table.
Unfortunately, some other results this week did not go my way, and Stouticus, I think, is top. So,
Shredder takes a 1 dice.
1 dice.
Why?
What was that about?
I'm a bit confused.
Why did you do that? What was that about? Fails to dodge away. And he had to make it.
I am thoroughly confused. Oh, 1 and 9's it.
What was that about?
What?
That was crazy.
Do you think he actually assisted with the goblin? He must have.
He must have.
Oh, right. So this no, there was no goblin stood anywhere near him.
Well, no, he probably thought Leonardo was 1 square closer to the Chaos Warrior, and then clicked it and then realized it wasn't.
You'd check that, wouldn't you?
Sometimes heat of moment gets you.
At this level, I think we should be checking that. Anyway, I don't think... Well, it might actually leave Gdaynick in a fairly rough spot. He didn't get a hit with the troll.
He is still 3 players down, and that's probably still going to hurt unless he can even up some odds here.
Ooh,
And that is a 1 in 27 to not free up your player.
Yeah, he wanted to free up his player, and he doesn't even break Lord Freezer either.
But that does open up a hit on Splinter in third. Which I really don't hate.
It does open up a hit. And he might be considering he can set up a play where he makes a 3+ dodge for a 2-assist foul on Shredder.
Do you foul with 9 players?
Well, it depends. If you get rid of the one player who can really, really remove the rest of your players, maybe. But I don't know the answer to that question. That is a knockdown on Splinter. If he gets rid of this one, I think he might foul.
That is a dodge away from tentacle still, though.
It is. Crusader with a hit here on Splinter. Nothing doing.
He's okay. I'm still dumbfounded by that last blitz.
He's played well so far, Gdaynick, and that was just it was so out of character.
It was after being super careful just to a bizarre play.
This tells me he is going for the foul.
Will tentacles do a thing?
He is properly committing to the line here. Doesn't. Just 2 dices instead. Finds a power on April O'Neil.
Metal.
Oh, this has left Gdaynick in such a bad spot here, and he needs dice to get out of this.
And that is going to be a KO.
He doesn't have a Skaven lineman. It's another Skaven player gone, and there's only the blitzers left.
It's definitely the point where you didn't want to be as Underworld. You wanted him to be removing goblins, not your linemen.
Now, he may be able to take another 3+ dodge with Shredder to have a go with Shawnee here. And that would be a 2 dice because the Goblin is assisting. But again, can you commit to that? Can you risk another failure on the 3+?
He can just add Splinter as an assist and blitz with horns.
I think I meant to
So it
say
seems
Shredder.
like he's not committing to it.
Keeping that ball in the backfield because the Chaos aren't really in range to deal with that. There's tackle on both of these goblins who really need to get away from it. The blitz is going to come in from Shredder, I think. But he has to make that 3+ dodge. Here he goes. And he makes it this time. Shredder going up against Shawnee and doesn't find a knockdown.
Being very careful with his rerolls too. Doesn't want to burn through them quickly.
Well, he hasn't been that careful. He got a free one and proceeded to literally hand it back. Will we see him activate the Troll? The Troll does have a 2 dice available against Metal. But a both down result could be pretty bad.
Claw mighty blow here. I think it's worth it.
I mean, he's about to get knocked down anyway, right? So Leatherhead just taking the hit isn't the worst call.
The other problem here is that its Shredder is currently open to be hit. Shawnee could dig himself in there.
Oh, Leatherhead.
That's not good news. Go back, hold it. Troll Stupid is really bad, and we get a Troll Stupid. So that looks to me like Shredder is not protected at all. This could save him. Just about. 616.
And even Splinter's pretty covered.
I think he needs another dodge away from tackle here. Just to try and recover this really horrible situation he left himself in. And hello there. Doesn't let him down. Really finely poised game. Very hard to call which way it's going to go.
So do we send Joe and Lash around the corner? Pressure the ball.
I think you maybe send one of them.
We're not sending Lash.
3 dice finds a whole bunch of pows. That's a nice chain push to get him a hit on the goblin.
Oh, and another removal.
He did follow up to be on the troll, which is interesting.
Well, it's 9 versus 9 now, so that numbers advantage is gone. He could come around to hit Splinter here with Shawnee, which is the lesser of the two blitzers, but certainly a valuable target. Getting rid of all the Skaven players, not a bad idea at all here. Sorry, there is 8 chaos. Yeah, there was 1 removal, so it's 9 versus 8. Can't quite reach the ball.
Yep. You can still put tackle on it and put it right in front, but definitely can't just, blitz it.
There's a knockdown on hello there. He's okay.
That looks like a 2-die hit on the troll now.
Now you could make 2 2+ GFIs to put tackle on the ball. Now, while it's unlikely to stop the 2-head, what it would do is stop him from moving forwards, really. There goes Shawnee. That's a knockdown on Splinter. Nothing doing.
Now, one thing to note here is that there's going to be a pass play, and if it works, the goblins can really just outpace the chaos.
Do you like a stunty pass and play?
You don't like it, but when it's your big play that you can do, you might take it. So you might just see the tackle player come back because he doesn't have to really pressure him.
1
You just
GFI
wait for
and
him to
then
come up.
hand off to Shredder.
Yeah, I would suggest you bring Joe backwards here rather than forwards. He's in a good spot here, Steve, despite the fact he's down by a player. Because he still has better players.
The good news for Gdaynick is that he can just pick up Leatherhead and hope he stays up long enough to absorb a couple hits. And tackle does come back to protect. Definitely a wise choice. Though we might just see Shredder go and blitz him, and then still run past regardless.
He's going to go for Shawnee again. Oh, Leatherhead again.
Leatherhead.
More really stupids in the really stupid troll choir.
I really don't like the splits target. Like, it's really valuable and great, but he should be going forward rather than just playing this back game, I feel.
No, he wants to get rid of tackle. He really wants to get rid of tackle. Here comes a hit onto Shawnee. 2 dice. Pow. Take your pick. Follows up. Doesn't find a break. Will he pile on?
I feel he needs the player, but the pile on could really help you out here.
Doesn't. That must have been very, very tempting. Gdaynick moving backwards. Worth remembering that Gdaynick has not lost a game of Blood Bowl with this team this season. It's a 13-week season undefeated. And it's so far been, how many is it? 2 playoff matches, which he's won as well.
So it's a 15-game streak?
It could be more, of course. Now there's a Goblin scoring threat as far as my maths goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jar Jar Binks scoring threat. Slash Jar Jar Binks gets killed by Joe.
Yeah, that's a distraction.
It's honestly preferable. But, I mean, I really wouldn't respect it as the scoring threat. You can just stack and make him dodge through, because it's not like he has a full handoff play unless he does a pass first or something. So you can just mark him with some tackle in front, make it hard.
Looks like Raphael's going to get hit.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be... it could be 3 dice as well.
Yeah.
Although... he might just be marking him with tackle. For the time being. You would think if you were going to mark him, you'd put him in front, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he went to the side of it.
3
I really
dice.
liked it in front, so there was an interception chance, no matter what.
3 dice on hello there from Shawnee, and this could hurt.
And
It
goodbye there.
does.
8 versus 8.
And Leatherhead has been isolated. Which means Shawnee will get blitzed once again.
Yeah, you would expect as much. If the option is made available, of course. Steve's now just basing up all these goblins, trying to force that 1 in 9 dodge failure that could really cause problems for the Underworld here. They do happen, and they happen more often than you'd like.
That does close down the avenue for the Goblin just handing off to Shredder, and Shredder just passing to the Goblin. Could still be opened up with Splinter, or making Splinter your handoff guy. Or making a stunty pass.
If we're relying on stunty passes, it tells me we're in a bad spot.
I mean, he's only got 2-star players really on the field when he's supposed to have about 6. So we're in a pretty bad spot here.
What do you do? How aggressive can you go?
Okay, I think I see the play, and the play is you hit Shredder against T. You palm the crap out of him, and you hand off to Splinter. Splinter runs down and does a pass to the Goblin, and then you try to go for the score.
Well, that plays out the window.
It's out the window. Actually, you can try to hit him outside of the sideline. and try to open up that spot.
We are fast running out of good plays. And that's a credit to Steve's defense here. He was down a couple of players. He is no longer down a couple of players.
I think at first action, just try to pick up Leatherhead if he doesn't really want to help mark up and make the really stupid 2+ roll.
Shredder is going for that Chaos Warrior. Shredder is powing Lash, and he is niggled, by the way.
And we see a break into a stun.
He's just a stun. He really could have used a removal. Really could have used a removal. Looks like the ball's going to be kept deep for now.
Man, I just really don't like the position he's in right now.
He needs to dodge some goblins out, or Shawnee's going to have a shot on the ball. At the very least, Leatherhead needs to get up. Raphael covers off that first problem. Metal could have a point about the reluctance to pile on here. I think Steave at this point has already proved that he is unwilling to foul. So, if your opponent has proved that he's not willing to foul your players, start taking advantage of that. Venus makes the first dodge, sorry. Venus makes the second dodge, and it's a 2+ for Leatherhead now to get himself up. That promptly fails. For the third time in a row.
I can see why he wasn't activating him in the first half.
Surely you can't re-roll that.
No, you can't.
The hell are you doing, Leatherhead?
Well, at this
It
point,
does mean there's a down on the ball, I think.
he's actually 4 players down now because he's down his troll, because the troll will not get back into this game.
2 GFIs and there's a hit on that ball carrier.
I think you dodge out Jar Jar Binks to continue being the scoring threat. You've got to distract Steave somehow here.
So it seems like Gdaynick's really going to be relying upon this blitz not working out with Metal.
Jar Jar Binks does continue to be the scoring threat. We're just going to mark him up again. Not blitzing the scoring threat. Well, the thing is, he does have a shot on Shredder here. There's no longer enough players to continue to protect the Skaven Blitzer and the ball.
Yep, you can even mark up the ball. You can blitz the ball. You can just do whatever you want here. I'm pretty sure Gdaynick knows something's wrong when he can afford to 1-to-1 base goblins.
There's a knockdown on Shredder. This is Claw, Mighty Blow.
And that's a knockdown.
Snake Eyes.
And he's fine. But we do have tackle on the ball now.
This is now looking a bit rough.
This is looking more than a bit rough, I would say.
Looking very, very positive for Samoa right now, you have to say. Although they don't have the ball yet. Stunty magic could happen.
I see a chain push play that can happen here. He just brings around Raphael III, makes a chain push of 3 by hitting Shawnee, and then you just push your ball carrier out farther.
Can we get this troll up? We can! Leatherhead
Hey.
is back in the game.
How different things might look if he didn't go stupid 3 turns ago.
Oh no. Oh no. That's not quite a 1 in 36.
That's not where I was expecting him to.
We're going to go with Shredder, I think. Try to knock down Shawnee again. Doesn't do it. Might have to re-roll because there's tackle in play. Doesn't re-roll.
I think we're going to take it one die at the Chaos Warrior, maybe. Just try something.
The Ninja Goblins are in a really, really bad spot here. Shredder is just not getting the job done. He has to dodge out and pray. He's got no choice. I don't even know if you can afford to take the 1 dice on the Chaos Warrior, because if you skull it and have to use the reroll, this could be disastrous.
This is just not a fun slot to be in.
There's a pretty good sweeper and a mighty blow tackle piece. Oh, is he now committing to that? Is he committing to that 1 dice? That makes it a 2. It is a claw mighty blow hit. They're sometimes good.
There is a knockdown.
They're sometimes very good.
We got break. Oh, man, it's
Stun. Now the dodge away from tackle.
You have to do that,
Yeah.
and then we probably need to get the goblins around. Oh, and tackle does its job!
Reroll.
1 in 36.
Roll into 136.
And a knockout on Michelangelo.
Yes.
Everything is going Steve's way in this half.
Steve still sitting on 3 rerolls, same as the first half.
Plus, that's one of the worst scatters out right there. Just easily recoverable now.
We need to hang on for overtime. And somehow hope that we get some miracle KO rolls back.
He needs about literally all of them to stay relevant for OT, I think.
Yabby's right, he's just never recovered from that silly, silly decision to 1 dice to Chaos Warrior. There's no Bloodweiser Babe, no. There's still a bribe, and he is not fouled once. Surely 2 babes would have been better.
I think he did foul. It was just a stun, though.
The score and threat is in trouble.
Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks is injured.
So the scoring threat's gone, and Gdaynick has to hang on for the 0-0 now. He's got no other choice.
Now, I'm quite surprised that he's not doing anything with the ball right now, or trying to blitz anywhere relevant. He's just hitting these goblins away.
Down goes Raphael. And that's a stun.
I think we're going to be blitzing Shredder here. Just keep going for that removal train, or he's going to have to re-die the goblin. But that does leave the ball open for Gdaynick right now.
Is he putting enough pressure on the ball right now?
I don't think he is, but there's no scoring threat, so he's not in trouble.
Gerbert, the reason for that push direction on the Gobbo is to avoid the 2+ really stupid on the troll. That's why he pushed him that side. Here comes a 2 dice on Shredder, just a push. Rerolls it. The first reroll of the second half for Steave. Is he rewarded? Not really.
Does let him mark up the ball, but this is just where you stand up, get 2 die him, and then you go on with your life here. Even if T comes in and cancels out the goblin assist.
He can't actually reach the ball with T. So he couldn't try the crazy dodge miracle play to pick it up. That positioning is just in case Shredder rolls another bunch of pushes. And it means he can't get the Storm Vermin free. But it feels to me like Steave hasn't maybe put as much pressure on the ball as he might have liked there, given the situation. Is that any better? Does that just give up a Claw Mighty Blow hit? Here comes Shredder.
Yeah, Shredder from getting the ball.
Well, Shredder finds a power and Crusader.
Following up for nothing. So we still have the pile-on chance.
Still
Opts not to take it.
Cannot find a break. Now.
And there's a knockdown.
Steave, I gotta be honest, Steave gets away with one there. That was 2 Claw Mighty Blow hits and not a single armor break.
Does that give us enough players for a small little cage that's going to look really, really bad? Or do we just pick up the ball, go to the sideline, put the other goblin right in front of it so he can't be just surfed off easily?
He's only got 3 more players he can use, and one of them is the Troll.
I think the Troll's just got to stay there and hope for the best.
He's absolutely playing for overtime here, although I don't even know if that's a good thing. Needs a miracle right now.
Yeah, no one has babes here, so... Ooh, rough times.
So we're not going to pick up the ball with Leonardo. Are we going to pick up the ball? Surely we are. Dodge away. Works this time. I don't think you can reroll that.
You can't.
Yeah.
Might have to. Doesn't. It lands right next to Shawnee. Yeah, there's a chain push play to get the goblin off the ball here. Assuming he rolls a knockdown. Free hit on Leonardo.
See, I don't think it's going to be Goblin off the ball. I'm pretty sure it's just he wants the tackle off the ball and no dodge roll, and then he's going to sure hands pick up. That's not going to work out for that play.
No, that doesn't work at all. But Steave has this ball locked down now. He's got a player either side of it.
He can't afford to reroll it in case it goes to overtime, I don't think.
He still has a 4+ pickup with sure hands, eh? Assuming he can make
and
a
the tackle's off his ball carrier.
Oh, and his troll's about to take a claw mighty blow hit too. Bit like that. Leatherhead in trouble here. Another stun, and the Chaos are now dominating this. Surely it's just a matter of time until Steave scores.
I'd like to see a Warrior GFI into the spot where you could have marked all three of them, and then maybe just marking the Goblin with your spare Beastman, and just pinning everybody in there.
Here goes T, makes the dodge, makes the pickup. And makes
sure we
another
dodge
dodge out of tackle. And suddenly, Gdaynick is in massive trouble. Shredder needs to make a 3+, another 3+, and come all the way around for a 2 dice on the ball. And we quite simply must commit the reroll to it. There is a sidestepper on the ball, but it's so easy to remove, it's scary. So it's a 3+, 3+, 2+ by my count for a 2 dice on the ball with claw, mighty blow, and tackle. Shredder's away.
Oh.
And the G5 fails.
Spoilers.
And then we
Anyway,
got you're down.
there's the POW.
Might even elect them both down.
No, wants to hope for a miracle scatter somewhere, I think. Shredder.
And you see an armor break.
Finds a stop. Doesn't pile on, and the ball.
The ball is away.
That's not too bad, actually. It's only in one tackle zone.
Now the question is, do you add more tackle zones? Or do you go for a pickup?
I mean, his team is very likely about to just get massacred on the next turn. I might actually grab it and go and stand in my own corner of the field, given the chance. Although he can't actually reach without having to make dodges through tackle. Without 2 heads.
I think it's the call to make, though. Just the further the ball is away from the end zone, the better for you. So maybe we even see a punt.
Marks the ball with one of the goblins. Still has Splinter to use. The troll is stunned on the floor. There are no other players available. The thing is, there's still a beastman in the backfield who very likely will be able to reach whatever punt you throw.
Yeah, you can throw him to the sideline, right?
You could try and throw it in the crowd and see what the crowd does, but that's a massive gamble. Oh, he grabs the ball, does Venus?
Ooh.
Now what? We have no reroll for whatever we're about to try here.
This is so tense.
It is. He can technically, with a 3+3+2+, make it to his own corner of the field. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but I am running out of ideas.
I think just dropping the ball close to your end zone chance right there is just too much, though. I can see the 3+ dodge out being smart, but it's just nothing's a good play here.
It's not about a good play, it's about what is the best play right now. If they're all bad, you've got to pick the least bad option, and that, as it turns out,
Ooh.
wasn't it.
And VS2 is also injured.
There's your sixes that you would have needed for the punt. Venus is gone. The ball lands very, very nicely for Steave. And that could be that.
How do you feel about making another Chaos video, Herringside?
I said before the game I would much prefer to not be making another Chaos video. That's a double skull.
No.
So now there's no reroll for the pickup.
And your sure hands is stunned.
But there's still a reroll for the last turn, even if this turn all goes wrong.
I think Crusader's probably going to try to go for that pickup. And just, you blitz off, you go for pickup, you just move up. And that's going to be a 3-die for him.
It is. He's triple skulled once, he doesn't this time.
No, that's not a blitz for it.
Marking the ball with the rookie. Llama might be the one who wants to score on, who's 3 SPP away. The Chaos Warrior. With Mighty Blow and Guard. Remember, he is down a Mighty Blow Chaos Warrior for the round of 8, assuming that Steave does make it at this point. He's only going to have 9 players. Obviously, he'll get Journeyman, but they're not great.
You still got the blitz, right?
I'm pretty sure the blitz is for your Beastman, Shawnee, after you pick up, because that's a sidestep goblin.
Well, yeah, the problem is that it is a sidestep goblin, and I don't know if he wants to hit it. That's why.
Oh dear.
And suddenly our life just got a lot more difficult. We can blitz him.
And we have the blitz. He's going for the 5-point play.
And we do manage to knock him down. Into a stun. Now it's a GFI and, well, just roll 6s, Steave. What's not to like? Now
all that's left is the Shredder 1-die.
Irony of ironies, Steave has to prepare. As we see a 4+ really stupid fail. But sorry, Shredder has to 1-dice that same Chaos Warrior that got us into this mess in the first place.
Could be a 2-dice if we move Splinter.
Well,
Which
he could actually dodge out Leonardo here. Like that.
And it's made it.
3+, no reroll into a 2-dice with Claw Mighty Blow. 3+ fails, and surely that is that. Steave, yet again, just like he did in the first half, just has to remove 1 player with a 3-dice. With a reroll. And he's going to win this game. Here goes Shawnee. The push is good enough. Llama runs it in, and Samoa are going through to the last 8.
I feel so bad for Gdaynick right now. But Steave played really well.
Yeah, that was really well done by the Chaos, and just the removals on the Underworld were just phenomenal.
The G-Man train keeps on trucking on. It's another win. And T is now only 2 SPP away from a level. The Underworld hype video dream is dead. I get to do another Chaos one, for which I am very much running out of inspiration, but I'll see what happens. But it was all down.
You might have to have a word to him.
It was all down to that one dice.
What the deal is behind Samoa.
What was that one dice about from Gdaynick? Why did that happen? And why did... Well, it essentially cost him the game. I think there might have been Brain on Slugs in chat pointing out that he's been punished around 10 times in that second half for that one dice blitz misplay.
Did he think it was a beast man? I don't know.
But Steave is through into the last 8. Gdaynick falls at the round of 16 stage. But you got to say, he's had an incredible season going undefeated with Underworld. But the dice, or whatever you want, just got away from him right at the key moment. One short of the hype vid. But Steave is through. It's another Chaos team into the last 8. We are actually a little short of Chaos teams, generally, in the playoffs this season, but one still managed to sneak through. Got a little bit more racial variety, which is nice. Because the past couple of seasons, it's been chaos, chaos, chaos.
It was almost Nurgle, 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 right?
Well, there's plenty of Nurgle knocking around. There's only one game left. And that is between Infection Inc. and the Revenge of the Franks. That one has been delayed until tomorrow. Infinite Pink not feeling well today. So he has delayed that game to 2100 UTC on Monday is when that one's going to go down. It's the final game of the round of 16. We can't reveal who the winner of this... Well, I'll tell you what, we can, because I'm going to tell you now. You've got 10 seconds to mute the stream because I'm about to spoil who Samoa are playing against. So, blah, 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 blah. This is me filling in time. I imagine you've muted it by now. It's Mirascardi.
And he's missing a Croxigal.
He is. He's missing yet another Croxigal, is Mirascardi. So it's Chaos versus Lizards. It means that Mirascardi has to deal with yet more Claw. But at the same time, Samoa are missing a hell of a lot of players themselves. Match is confirmed, but Zunk is out. Llama has picked up Claw, having scored that winning touchdown. And I'm out as well, having taken a rock to the skull right at the start.
And how much cash has he got?
120k. Could afford to pick up another Beastman, but he'd be getting Beastmen anyway. We will see. But yeah, that is going to wrap it up for... I think it's probably the last round of 16 game I'm doing. The hype videos are underway, folks. I've started work on them this weekend. We've had some... I think I've had some decent ideas. One of them could be exceptional if it works, but we'll see. But I think all that's left for me to do is to thank Synergy and Ironmaster, who've been here for the co-cast for this one.
It was awesome being here. Thanks for inviting us.
Not a problem.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Good fun.
Yeah, I hope you both
Even
enjoyed
though
it.
I am disappointed with the result.
Yeah, hasn't the Big O were all rampant in the opening rounds, and all of a sudden, wheels have fallen off a little bit. There you go. Overlord and Cthulhu Collector drop bits my way. Johnny Lunchmeat, thank you very much for the follow. And I think that's about it. So I'll leave you with the round of 16 hype video. And I don't know who will be casting the game tomorrow now that the time's moved. I think it was meant to be Steak Mitten today, but again, I don't know if he can do the game tomorrow. It's Metal, actually, so Metal's doing the game. So it'll be over on his channel. It's 8 o'clock UTC, I believe. Although I'm sure it said 2100 before. Let me just check that out. Oh, it's 2100 UTC plus 1. So yeah, it's 8 o'clock UTC. So that'll be that. I will catch you all next time. Oh yeah, Crusader's doing a Microsoft drunk stream at some point. I don't know, go watch that. Half the matches. Twice the pain.
Oh! Oh! There goes the king.
The round of 32 was brutal. But it's not going to stop.
Oh, that's a dead tree. Natalia, the pole dancer, is dead.
6 from REBBL, 6 from G-Man, 4 from the Big O. But only 8 will get a hype video.
I mean, he has 5 swords. Now he has 4 swords.
No, there's the stubble skulls and the push. Oh, he's...
Oh no,
no, what are you going to do?
What the
All up high. There he goes. And he won a 90!
Oh, strike me down with it. He's injured.
Oh, double skulls! No!
That's not how you do it!
Ah!
What the hell is going on?